Donald Trump versus Kamala Harris turned out to be one of the biggest US elections in history. We obviously followed it live on this channel as things unfolded last night. It was absolutely insane. There were twists, there were turns, no one ever knew where it was going to go, but ultimately, Donald Trump did end up winning the general election with 277 votes, which of course was 51%, compared to Kamala Harris's 224. It was an incredibly close race, and it did go down to the wire. But ultimately, Donald Trump and the Republicans ended up winning. But that does not mean that there was drama, there were twists, there were turns, there was fallout, and we're going to cover all of that in today's video. It's just going to be an absolute mosh pit or mash pot of just everything that kind of went on. So, just before Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, was finalized, Donald Trump was winning, I think 267 to Kamala's 211. So it was looking very positive for Donald Trump, and it looked like he was going to, of course, take the win. And Kamala Harris's, supporters came out to see her because she was due to do one final rally just before the announcement was made, but it ultimately was cancelled.
We still have votes to count. We still have states that have not been called yet. We will continue overnight to fight to make sure that every vote is counted, that every voice has spoken. So you won't hear from the Vice President tonight, but you will hear from her tomorrow. She will be back here tomorrow to address not only the HU family, not only to address her supporters, but to address the nation.
There you go. And as of the time of recording right now, we have not heard anything from Kamala Harris. Of course, I am 5 hours ahead of the Eastern time over in the States, which means it is only around midday. And of course, these people would have been up all night long to try and, to try and see which way things were going to go. So I highly doubt that anyone's even awake yet. But over on Twitter as well, of course, Elon Musk has been very vocal. He, of course, was a huge Donald Trump supporter. But he had this to say, which was interesting.
I think part of why Kamala is getting so much support is that if Trump wins, that Epstein client list is going to become public.
Yes.
And some of those billionaires behind Kamala are terrified of that outcome.
Yeah. Do you think Reid Hoffman?
So, obviously, we saw a lot of endorsement for Kamala Harris, a lot of big name celebrities coming out and endorsing her state. And, we had Eminem, we had Usher, Taylor Swift, people like that doing opening performances for Kamala Harris. We've also had a lot of people, coming forward and stuff like this. And it's really, it was really interesting to see the direction. Ultimately, it didn't make too much of a difference. But Kamala Harris apparently is expected to make a phone call to give a concession speech at 6 p.m. She's set to give a concession speech at around 6 p.m. EST. So at the time of me recording in the UK, that'll be about 11 p.m. So in about 6 hours' time, she's due to make that concession speech, allegedly. But there was a lot of chaos going on, during the votes especially with this one guy who ended up going viral because his girlfriend told him that she would leave him if he did not use his vote for Kamala Harris.
Brian Flores, you just voted.
I did.
And who did you vote for?
For Harris.
And tell me about how you came to this decision.
So I wasn't going to vote at all until my girlfriend was blowing up my phone telling me to go vote. And if I didn't, she was going to break up with me. So now I'm here.
Was she seriously going to break up with you?
No, I made that up. She didn't say that, but it's funny to say that.
So she asked you to vote for Harris.
She did.
And so you voted for Biden in 2020, but what were you going to do this time?
I wasn't going to vote at all.
You were just going to stay home?
I was going to stay home, eat some chips or something, I don't know.
And so you came just before polls closed. But here's the thing. How long did it most people have been saying it's taken them 5 or 10 minutes. Tell us how long it took you to vote.
So I got off of work at 4:30, drove here about 30 minutes. I think I walked in like at 5:05-ish, and I was waiting for about 2 hours. I just walked out
Brian, 2 hours to fix your address, right?
2 hours.
Brian, Flores, thank you so much. Aaron, back to you.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. The guy wasn't going to vote, and then his girlfriend was like, yeah, if you don't vote at all, I'm going to leave you. And if you don't vote for Harris, I'm also going to leave you. It was pretty sensational. It was pretty sensational. But, of course, some of the bigger things were the Kamala Harris fans who's just started losing their minds after Kamala lost. It was insane.
I can't believe Trump's actually going to win this fucking thing. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so pissed off. Fuck! 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 God damn it!
Like, I've never seen anything like this. From the UK, being from the UK, this is unheard of territory for me, right? In the UK, if someone, like, if you cast your vote and the person you vote for doesn't win, it's like, oh, all right, well, whatever. But in the US, people have been losing their minds over people who have not won, not winning. You know, it was pretty crazy. But Donald Trump did, obviously he did a bit of a victory speech at the end. And Dana White, surprisingly, stepped up to speak and, thank people and congratulate Donald Trump. But the people that he thanked are people that you do not expect.
Doing so well. I'd like to ask Dana just to say a couple of words because people love to hear from him. Dana, please.
Nobody deserves this more than him, and nobody deserves this more than his family does. This is what happens when the machine comes after you. What you've seen over the last several years, this is what it looks like. Couldn't stop him. He keeps going forward. He doesn't quit. He's the most resilient, hard-working man I've ever met in my life. His family are incredible people. This is karma, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves this. They deserve it as a family. I want to thank some people real quick. I want to thank the Nelk Boys, Aiden Ross, Theo Vaughn, Bussin' with the Boys, and last but not least, the mighty and powerful Joe Rogan. And thank you, America. Thank you. Have a good night.
That is a piece of work.
Obviously, you can't, like, when you think about people that are going to be thanked, you think, like the politicians that put a lot of work into it. But no, it were the people that gave Donald Trump a platform just before he won, like on the build up to it. It was something to behold. It was definitely something to behold. But like I said, we've got more meltdowns just of Kamala Harris supporters just going absolutely wild over on social media. I've not seen anything like this before.
I'm sorry. No! Why? Why? Do you really hate me that bad? I'm sorry. No!
We need to watch that one more time.
No! Why? Do you really hate me that bad?
I mean, I've never seen anything like it. I know the Americans are incredibly patriotic people, and I am here for it, but wow. And, the memes are just flying right now. Like, it's just relentless. This is in response to Donald Trump turning up in a garbage van after Biden stated that, he said something about garbage towards Donald Trump and the Trump supporters. Yeah.
Worst vice president, you're the worst border czar. There's never been anybody bad like you. Kamala, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. Get out of here.
My Twitter feed right now is just crazy. Just crazy. Like I say, more Kamala supporters just going absolutely bonkers.
I hate to be the person that gets on here and cries, but this this could break me and my parents apart because they just don't understand what they voted for and like what it means and the bigotry and hatred that they stand behind and how I like am trying to be a good person. I'm not Catholic like they are, which is ironic because it's like religion's supposed to make you love. But I could see it like breaking me and my parents apart because they just don't get it and they don't get that they voted for someone who's gonna make my friends' lives hell. My life's okay. I'm a white woman, but my friends are not gonna be okay.
Like, I hate this. Like, people have really, they're really finding it difficult to, you know, like come to terms with what's gone on, and wow. Just wow is all I have to say. You know, the entire situation. I was watching it, like I say, live last night. I had people texting me from over in the States who were there. And they were stating to me, you know, they've been in the lines waiting to queue up to do votes. And there are people vomiting over the potential results. They're watching it live. There are people literally passing out, fainting, because they are so stressed about how the outcome is going to go. Like, you can see how much it really means to everyone over in America. This election, seemingly, more than any election that has come before. It's absolutely wild. What do you guys think, though? What do you make of the outcome? Are you happy with it if you're living over in America? Even if you're not from America, how are you feeling about the results? Let me know your thoughts and opinions on all of this down in the comments below. While you're down there, be sure to jump scare the hell out of that like button. And until next time, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed. Can't wait to see you in the next one. I'll speak to you later. Peace.